not even 1 month old. This happened in 1885. When Sayyid Abul Hasan Shah was about 2 months old, 2 months old, at the age of nearly 3 months, Ali Shah Mahbub died. Piratan remained with Sayyid Abul Hasan Shah, 3 months old Pir. And Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah became Imam. When Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah became Imam, Piratan remained with that child of 3 months old. At the age of 6, with Sayyid Abul Hasan Shah died, and Piri Joma Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah took to himself, which he transferred to Maulana Hazrat Imam. It is written, I have got with me, Mukhi Ladat Bhai Haji, Kamadia Ismail Kasmani, Mukhi Kamadia of Darkhana Jamaat Khana of Bombay, when they heard that Piratan was given to Sayyid Abul Hasan Shah, less than a month old baby, it is our custom, it is our tradition that we must go and pay homage to the new Pir. So in silver trays, the Mukhi Kamadia and the dignitaries of the Jamaat, there was no councils in the. That means garb, robe. Usually Maulana Hazrat Imam is also wearing his jabbo when there is a darbar, and then also a pagadi. This jabbo and pagadi put together, known in our tradition as khilat. So Mukhi Kamadia, they took khilat, some gold and silver coins for mehmani, and they went to the bungalow to pay homage to our Pir, who was just a few days old. One of the participants was my grandfather. It is written in his own handwriting, this thing. When we went there, he writes, we were told that Pir Salamat was resting, sleeping. He was in a cradle. These Mukhi Kamadiyas and dignitaries, they stopped outside the door. They just wanted to go back, but the nurse there, she came running and said, Pir Salamat has opened his eyes. They came back. And at that time, Sayyid Abul Hasan Shah, he raised his hand. He smiled at the Mukhi. Mukhi bowed down, and then he kept his hand on his head. 24 or 23 days old Pir, he laid his hand in blessings on the head of Mukhi. He smiled again. This was Pir Sayyid Abul Hasan Shah. Are you surprised? Let me give you from Quran. When Jesus was born, it is in Quran. I'm quoting now Quran. Jesus was born. He was hardly 2 weeks old. Mary brought him to the city, to the town. Allah told Mary, "Hey Maryam, do not speak if anyone asks you. Don't speak." When she came near the city, people gathered. They gathered and they said, "Oh Mary, your father and your mother were pious, good persons. What have you done?" I mean, they were taunting her that you gave birth to a child without father. Actually, they were making shameful remarks. She was ordered by God not to speak. 2 weeks old, Jesus spoke. "I am the prophet of God. God has given me a book and He has ordered me to enjoin upon you His prayer and good deeds. They looked at each other. 2 weeks old child speaking. Jesus spoke. If Jesus could spoke, Nur of Nabuwat is big. He said Abul Hasan Shah could also speak. We Ismailis must know what is Imamat and what is Piratan. Don't get confused from the recent propaganda going on in the Jamaat about mixing with other Muslims. Yes, they are our brothers. We must mix with them. We must build bridges, not only with the Muslims, rest of the Muslims. They are our brothers. They say La ilaha illallah, we say La ilaha illallah. They say Muhammad Rasulullah, we say Muhammad Rasulullah. They believe Quran to be Allah's book. We believe Quran to be Allah's book. But then we say one thing more, and that is Imamat, which they don't believe. Do you want to give up Imamat and your Ismaili religion for the sake of these Sunni Muslim Shariatis? Do you want to do that? Are we going to sacrifice the principle of Imamat and Ismaili Tariqa for the sake of building bridges? No, we don't want that. Our peers have given us, our Imams have given us His blessings, their blessings, in the shape of Tariqa. This is Tariqat. And we derive love of Hazrat Imam from our Ginans. Ginans are the tafsir, interpretation of the Holy Quran. Quran is our book because Hazrat Imam is ours. Quran was revealed in the house of Hazrat Imam. No other person can have more claim on Quran than Ismailis. But the Ginans are the tafsirs. May I tell you one thing? Many people think that there are Hindu elements in our Ginans. Many people that might think that our Thar Supra, our Ghatpat and Nandi, because these things are not being observed in any Sunni mosque, so we are feeling ashamed of ourselves. No, don't feel that. During the time of Rasulullah there was Nandi. During the time of Rasulullah there was Chanto. During the time of Rasulullah there was Niyaz, there was Sukrit, there were Sataros, and there was Baitul Khayal also. Our tariqa is Islam of Rasulullah's time. So, this thing I received from the Ginans, and of course my study. I have taken a lot of your time. Mawla bless you in this world and the next. Mawla may keep and strengthen your Iman always. May Mawla fulfill all your heart's good desires. May Mawla make you Daswandi Imani Sukriti. May Maulana Hazrat Imam in this world and the next world always keep under his own shelter. And Maulana Hazrat Imam may always be with you and fulfill your inside with his nur and love. I will request now that someone should read the one by one the questions, and inshallah I will give the answers. If you please allow me to sit down.
Okay, this one is addressed for a newborn baby. Question is, when a newborn baby is brought to Muki side for bayat, it is placed on the cart instead of the carpet. Isn't this wrong?
The baby must not be put on the carpet nor on the cart. It must be held in the arms of the mother or the father, because the part is for the mehmani of Hazrat Imam, and we are not making a sacrifice of the baby to Hazrat Imam. Keep in the arms, not on the part.
Question number 2. In Arabic, not allowed to keep dogs as pets.
Well, nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. You can keep dogs as a pet in your house, provided it does not enter in your dining room and kitchen. Unlikely the Christians and other people, Islam has forbidden that these dogs must come in contact too near and continuously with the human beings, because dog is also haram and considered as dirty. But keeping dogs as watchdogs, our imams and many of our peers have kept dogs. Imam Ali Shamabab has, I have been keeping watchdogs in my house, but not inside the house, outside the house. Islam says body belongs to God and we must give back to Him. So according to Islamic theology, we are not allowed that after our death we might be mutilated physically. During the lifetime you can give blood, because blood is regenerated. You may regenerate new blood. That's why you can donate blood, but not the organs.
Are ladies allowed to carry this coffin or attend the burial? They are allowed to visit the burial.
Because of their femininity, because they are very soft at heart, because they are very kind, they start weeping immediately, create problems. That is the reason. When Maulana Imam Sultan Mahmud Shah's holy body was carried there, Maulana Hazar Imam refused permission to our Mata Salamat, who wanted to come and join the funeral procession. Imam Hazar Imam refused his grandmother to join the funeral procession. So even they are not allowed during the burial ceremony in the graveyard.
If pigs are raised in a clean environment, why is pork still haram? What is pig material used in valves for open heart surgery?
Well, in open heart surgery, if they put a valve, it may be all right, I don't mind, because we are not eating it. But pork is haram. Allah hasn't given us any reason for it. But now, I may give you the reason. Time has come very openly, and I'm not now speaking from the pulpit, wise in Jamaat Khana. Those people who have seen this animal, dirty animal, then only they know. Few years back, I went to Dublin. There is an Ismaili family with the partnership of some Christians. They were running at that time a piggery. When I went to Dublin, I told the person, I said, Mr. So-and-so, they are from Mombasa. I said, I want to see the piggery. Missionary said, would you go to a piggery? I said, what's there? I want to see. So they arranged my visit. And really, what Allah has said is true. Most dirty animals. If there is a female, and there are 10 males, in words to tell you. Other animals, for the sake of a female, dogs, bulls, horses, donkeys, they all fight for the sake of his female. But pig is a shameless animal. They would all calmly stand and see. So those people who eat pork, they become shameless. it induces sex. It induces promiscuity. Why promiscuity and adultery and sexual urges are increasing in Western societies? It is because of pork. Pork, swine, hog. They are the animals. Even they would not leave their own mother. In many animals, there may be such a thing, but we do not eat their flesh. Allah and His Rasul have forbidden this particular meat because those people really become shameless. And I have mentioned something in my book, Why Pork is Forbidden in Islam. I eat from the association.
Since you stand outside Jamaat, there is attestation. Since you think that the dua is forgiven if they are on the...
If it is right, then volunteers are making mistake. No Ismaili is exempted from praying. No one. Not even a peer. We must recite, say our prayers, and volunteers must join the Jamaat in prayer. Now, I remember one more thing. Outside the question, but relating to the questions. I have seen in many places, when dua is started, those people who come late, in spite of there is ample place in Jamaat Khana, our brothers and sisters, they stand outside. When dua is over and the Jamaat rises on feet for the tasbih, then they come in. Alhamdulillah, it is not a good habit in Jamaat Khana. Even dua is being recited. But I request the volunteers that those people who are coming inside Jamaat Khana before the prayer, request them politely. Don't order them, hey, go there, sit there, not in this way, but tell them politely, Bapa, Ma, and Beta, Bhai, Agyavino. As much near to the main part of Mukhyani Kamadyanis as possible. It is our Islamic tradition to be near to each other so that there is ample place behind, and those who come late, they can join the Jamaat in Jamaat Khana. Don't stand outside unless there is no place inside. Yes.
The Jamaat Khana puts up to these members and gives chanda. These members can walk from their house to car, and from car to inside Jamaat Khana, and also they can go shopping. Please clarify whether these people gain same sawab as others who take niyaz and place chanda by going up to Katpar or up to Mukhyani Park for chanda.
I'm flabbergasted. Really, it is happening, and if it is happening, it is very bad. It's insult to our religion. It's insult to our faith. Maulana Sultan Muhammad Shah has said that even you are in a condition that 4 people may carry you on a cot or in a stretcher, you come to Jamaat Khana. If these senior citizens, they walk from the motor car or the bus to Mukhi Kamadya for dua, or if they walk to their chair and then they just sit down so that niyaz may go to them, it's horrible. They are committing a kind of sin. Mawla may forgive them under the pretext of ignorance, but they shouldn't do that. And don't serve them if you are the volunteers. Don't serve them. Let them come to take niyaz themselves. You are insulting our faith.
What are the precise timing of our three du'as? Taking into consideration the four Vedas, please give the hours.
Well, our peers have told, and Allah has said in Quran, before sun rises and at the time of sunset, and our third prayer up to midnight. But we are tariqat, the Ismailis are tariqatis. Mukhi Kamadiyas have the right to fix du'a's time within half an hour of sunset and within half an hour of sunrise. It is the prerogative of Mukhi.
I am requesting an explanation about predestination and free will. What is destined and what is up to the individual? Are the following destined? Illness, marriage? Can we change these affairs?
I give you a farman. Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah once visited a recreation club where missionaries were gathered. After making so many farmans, he demanded a paper and pen. He wrote in his Mubarak hand, "Struggle is the meaning of life. Defeat or victory is in the hands of God, but struggle is man's duty and should be his joy." Now this explains, yet I tell you, most of the things are predestined, but man can alter his destiny by way of prayer and efforts. It is God who may accept or reject his prayer, but prayers do effect. According to God, marriage is predestined. It is. Birth is also predestined. Death is also predestined. And many things, dukh, sukh, have predestiny. But as I told you, our Imams and Peers have said, even there is in Quran, that efforts and prayer can change your destiny. I give you a little story. Once Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah was traveling in his car from his bungalow to Jamaat Khana in Bombay. Our graveyard in Bombay is right in the heart of the city. When his car approached near that graveyard, and the police car which was leading Maulana Hazrat Imam stopped there because of a tram got an accident with a lorry. So the car stopped for a few moments. Imam asked Mukhi, "Is this our graveyard?" He said, "Yes, Khudawal." Imam said, "Half of the dead died before their time." When he came to Jamaat Khana, he repeated this again. Why before time? I give you, to understand this farman, I give you another farman. He made it in 1948 in Dar es Salaam. Maulana Sultan Ahmad Shah said, when a child is born, God gives him a certain time of age. But that fellow, by smoking and drinking, reduces his span of life, anything from 5 years to 20 years. It means those people who drink and smoke, there may be some other acts also which may reduce man's life. As I told you, too much sexual indulgence also reduces man's span of life and his health. Similarly, smoking and drinking and drugs, eating too much for a long time, 20 or 30 years, if a man is eating too much, more than his digestive capacity and strength, he also reduces his life. But God gives him a particular age, which man may reduce. It is in his hand. So there is a destiny and there is also free will that man can make his own destiny.
When does the soul enter the womb of a pregnant woman? Is abortion before this time a sin? Is what's relevant, enough, and permanent available?
Well, there is a Ginan, I said, that Pir Sadruddin says, after 4 months, soul enters the baby, the embryo, but Jeev is already there. Mind you, Jeev is different, Atma is different. Atma is soul, it is pure and nur. While Jeev is life force. Say in trees, in vegetation, there is life, but there is no soul. There are many bacteria. All bacteria have life, but in bacteria and insects there is no soul. If you want to find in which animal there is soul, find if animal has some kind of intelligence, then there is a soul, because the seat of the soul is intelligence. In fish, cats, dogs, horses, elephant, lion, all have souls. Without life, the sperm cannot conceive. It cannot enter an egg. So conceivement takes place because there is life. And according to Islam, abortion is not allowed. Birth control is allowed in Islam, not abortion, unless there is a danger to mother. Then only, otherwise not.
When did the first anthropological man appear on earth according to our holy Quran?
22.5 lakhs. I mean 2.25 million years.
Do you believe in people experiencing death and having come back to life again in the same life?
Many times it has happened. Many times. I remember a very old woman in our neighborhood in Amritsar. She was about over 90. She died. She was taken to be cremated. She was a Hindu. They gathered firewood, placed her body on the fire, and her grandson was going to lit it up, and she moved her hand and leg. People came. There was a doctor also. Her heart was beating. She was brought back to house, and she lived another 8 years. Well, such phenomena happen in life. If that is the aim of the questioner, then this is the answer. But a man really dead, he is buried or cremated. He may come back in human form again to be reborn from the womb of mother. It is possible. And even Quran accepts it. It's a long story and long explanation. Inshallah, someday I'll speak on it.
What does Quran or Jinan reveal about life on other planets? If yes, when do we hope to make contact with the other world?
Tomorrow morning. Well, I told you just, there are subtle information in Quran and even in our Ginans. Well, in our solar system, humans are living only on this globe, but Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, that there are 18,000 universes. 18,000 universes. Our solar system is a very small family of 9 planets. The sun being the star, and all these planets have come out of the star sun. There are many solar systems in our galaxies. If I am not wrong, there are 32 solar systems in our galaxy. Then there are many galaxies in our Milky Way. And this Milky Way is a universe. There are 18,000 Milky Ways, or 18,000 universes. If the light travels from our Earth to go up to the end of Milky Way, it might take many million years to travel at the speed of light. It's God's greatness. Allahu Akbar, what we say.
Yes, I'm going to take this as the last question. There are some other questions that are very personal, and I would request the participants
To see me personally. With a bowl of ice cream, please.
Okay. This is the interpretation of the Ginan Piratanas, Des Kalinga Satus Sagarte. Any nuclear prediction? Why do we raise the dead body 3 times while saying Samba of this blessed person?
I was thinking why this nuclear thing has come in dead body 3 times after that. Okay. First I give you the question. It's a very interesting question and I'll take some time. The last question is why we raise 3 times the body, because we recite our kalima, Ashhadu anna la ilaha illallah. This is one part. Wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. This is the second part. Wa ashhadu anna Aliyun Amirul Mu'mineen Aliyullah. This is the second part, third part. So, by reciting kalima, we lift it from the ground in the name of God and in the name of Rasul and in the name of our Imam. We take him to death. This is the last respect. That's why we say this kalima and lift the funeral cot or whatever it is 3 times. Now the first question, yes, our peers have given about Daint Kalinga. As I told you in my lecture, Daint Kalinga actually is the science which is against God's existence. Many people who believe much in science, they are doubtful about the existence of God. Because the science wants everything to be proved, and they cannot prove the existence of God from material point of view. In most cases, they say that there is no God. Now this force, which is known as force of atheism, is actually Daint Kalinga. I believe personally that communism is that Daint Kalinga. As the time will pass, one day China will become the major power on earth, much more in strength and power and numerical population than States and Russia put together even. A time will come when the whole world will be afraid of China. Our peers have given us 700 to 900 years ago the complete picture. I can write a book with details and the dates that our peers have given. I give you a little sample. Daint Kalinga will have 6.6 million regular army. Daint Kalinga na 66 lakh योद्धा सब बड़े योद्धा रन पड़े. 6.6 million army, regular army. Which country can make such a big army? Russia and United States cannot. But it is only China. China is now 1 billion in population. And when this thing will happen, according to our peers, it will happen in 23rd century. I've got the date. I've got even the day. I've also taken out of Ginans where it will happen. Even the place has been given. Even the name of Imam of that time has been given. I'm not going to tell you. It's a secret. You read Ginans and find it. I have brought you grocery, now you cook. So Pir says, China will be Daint Kalinga. India will join China. And India and China in those days will be equal to the half of the world's population. India will turn to communism. Certainly. There will be a series of wars from now till nearly over a century. And the series of wars will reduce life on earth to nearly 50% of present population. Eastern people, Eastern population will come to West. And one day, communism will stand to destroy Islam, and then Hazrat Imam will come in. That is the Ginan's theory, which is relevant to the Islamic theory also. And we read in our Ginans, Daint Kalinga ne Shamar se, Aswari kar se, Zawdat kar se, and Vishwa Kumari ne Purn se. All these allegories have a definite meaning.
One question.
No, please. It is this one? Okay, last question.
When you take care of parents and other dependents and you are the only bread earner, would you say taking care of above and paying for the needs is part of the loan? If not, how can you support them? I do realize the loan is 1.5% of net earnings. So taking above into consideration, is Manmura okay?
No, it's not okay.
Loans were from studying from Al-Khan Education Board. What is the priority to pay the loan or repay the loan which should be used for other students, especially when times are tough?
Our faith is a faith of love. And we believe if one really pays this one in duress and in difficult times, very soon Mawla will remove his difficulty and give him ease and rest. There will be barakat and his income will increase. I have been telling the Jamaats that if you really want to remove your poverty, pay the sun. Pay the sun and get rich. Don't think I'm telling about the lottery, that today you pay the sun and next morning under your pillow you will find a check of $1 million. It won't happen. It will take time. Gradually, within a few months or few years' time, Mawla will really bless you with ease. Your difficulties will be over. Loans must be paid. And when you pay loan, deduct that money out of your income, provided that loan is for your education. Imam Sultan Mahmud Shah has made it clear, the scholarships or the loans about education, only to get education. Imam told them, you pay £1. This farman was made in 1952 in London. He said, you pay £1 and rest is okay. So if for education purpose you get any loan or you get any scholarship or bursary, then you pay $1. But what is your earning then? You must pay the sum out of your net income, and then you support your family. Inshallah, I tell you, definitely you will get barakat.
Thank you very much.
Yani madad.